Here it's Saturday morning, and we're looking at assignment 35, and light as a feather is the way to do it. So let's get on with it now, shall we? And this one, I'm not. This is the first time we've done one like this here, and I think this is
It's Anders.
Anders.
Yeah.
It's mine, yes.
Yes,
Hi,
we
Don.
have. We've never had anybody doing anything like this. Um, it's interesting, by the way, that we have very few feathers this time, so that's good. First time I did this assignment way back when 3 years ago, light as a feather. First, we had like 18 shots, and 17 of them were pictures of feathers, which really really isn't the goal. All right, this is cool. So
Even though you said not to, huh?
well, I didn't say not to in that one. That's why I've said not to in
Got it.
the ones following. Yes. So you suspended this, Anders, or is this laying down?
No, I suspended it to the ceiling.
That's is that railroad rail?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
heavy.
piece of a track.
That's heavy.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. I had a piece of railroad rail. I didn't have it. This is where they connect together and they put the bars across to connect it. I had just a
yeah.
center section of rails about a foot long, and I was really shocked how heavy it was. Man, that's a lot of steel. Um, Great light, and I like this flat look to it. Um, there's It's very modern artish in a way. I don't know if artish is a word. We're going to go with it. Um, because it's so flat. The hand is very flat. There's enough on the hand to give us some shape to it. Enough modeling on the hand to give us some shape. But this pure black background and the monochromatic piece of steel and the monochromatic hand, it's very modern, very oh, graphic. The picture becomes very graphic because we don't have depth to it. So you chose to do that, obviously. So why did you choose to do that instead of a gradient or some kind of background?
I'm a very bad connection today.
Oh, did you miss that?
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, I was saying it's a very flat image, very graphic because we don't have a lot of depth to it, the background. So it makes it a very graphic, modern approach, almost
Yeah,
minimalism, and I like that. Why did you choose to do that? Is this a style that you're
thank you.
working towards?
No, I just wanted to get every total, just show the track and the hand, and chose to have a really black background.
Yep. You know what could also be
Just
cool?
because
What could also be
what?
cool, Anders, is if you had used a very bright color background too. Um,
Yeah,
this kind
yeah,
of this style of photography, I always say it's very modern. It is. It's quite. Um, there's several photographers doing this kind of stuff. The black works very well. I think a bright red would work well. I think even a deep green would work well as long as they're flat colors. It'd be very cool to see that, to see these things on different colors. Neat. Well done. Um, it's suspended, so you photoshopped out whatever you suspended it with.
yeah. I used the rope, so I had a lot of work to do.
Did you shoot it once without the rope so you could grab that and move it over, or did you just clone it out?
No, just cloned it
Ah,
out.
okay. All right. Excellent. Very excellent. And here we have Thomas,
Thank you.
floating
Yeah.
floating child.
Yeah, he's very light.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So we have so obviously photoshopped. Well done down here. Um, how could you, just looking at this shot, how could you see using light to make this even more real?
Yeah, I thought about it, maybe doing it a little bit darker under.
Actually, I
Maybe.
was going to say if we could light him under,
All right. Yeah.
because if there's some light coming from under here,
Yeah.
then he has to be in the air,
Yeah.
right? So now, how would you do that? Well, that would be a little tricky. I would have, had I wanted to do that, I would have put him on the edge of something and then lit just this. All we need to light is just this front thing here. So if he was sitting on the edge of a couch or whatever you used, get a little light bouncing under here to put an edge here on the bottom of his foot and on the bottom of this. Then he would have the appearance of floating because there's light below him.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, well done and good Photoshop there. Bring him off the background. Nice lighting on him. Is this softbox?
Yeah, it's a softbox to the left, and I have also an umbrella to the right.
Okay,
So I hit it from two sides.
interesting. How big's the umbrella?
Oh, it's pretty small. It's about I think 30 inches maximum. I don't
Okay.
think it's.
All right. Can you see the difference in the softbox and the umbrella light?
Yeah, I think it's much smoother on the
No
softbox side.
No shadow.
No.
Sharp shadow.
Yeah.
The small umbrella versus the softbox. 30-inch umbrella, as far away as you had it from him, is going to start to create this, where the softbox wraps it around because it's so much more of a diffused and larger light source.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now up here in the fill areas, it doesn't really matter. We don't really see it, but we sure see it here
No.
in the arms, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
My daughter wants to know how you got him in the air.
Oh, I told him to fly.
Well done.
Yeah. She can live with that fate.
Well, she's sitting right here.
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic. That's right.
These are mine. Ignore the words on the right. It was simply trying to convey the idea. If you move one more forward, you'll see the picture just for itself. Whoops. This should have loaded.
You mean
There should be
this one?
two. They didn't load in order.
That's all right.
Yeah.
More like this, David.
On the website.
More
What?
like this, David.
More like this, huh?
More like this. Well executed, good concept. In your ropes here, lighten this. See how dark this shadow area is here?
I actually already came through with enlightened that. You want it more then? Okay.
Absolutely. See how dark these are? It doesn't match her. So we got to bring them up just a little bit. Got to match her.
It was true to the light at the time, including the shadow on her right side.
So they were shot in the same light?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks a little
But if you want it lighter, I'll make it
well,
lighter.
I don't know. It seems a little vibrant right there, but that's okay.
All right. I was not trying for flat.
you, you did this. Obviously, these are hanging upside down, right? When you shot them.
They are. The next shot is actually the setup shot. If you want to go forward, you said don't use tech in it. I had her holding the cell phone, and the one that apparently is one backwards from this is a different shot without the tech in it.
No, this is fine. This is fine. It's a nice shot.
Just meant I shot it both ways because of the brief.
Mm-hmm. This is nicely done. I like how you kept your you shot them upside down, but you moved your light down so that when you turn it upright, the specular would be
Yes, I
high
did.
up on
I
the
actually
pumpkin.
pulled that on paper and everything.
Yep, because little things
Planned
like
it out
that
on
can
paper and everything.
really make a difference. Okay.
And so yeah, you can see the light low
Uh-huh.
on the one side so that when I rotated it,
Yes. Very nice. Cool.
um,
Um,
including the bounce pad underneath.
that's to keep pumpkin stuff off of all your gear.
uh, when the thread breaks,
Yeah.
ended up using it twice. Glad I had it there.
Yeah. Good idea. And so you shot her actually holding one rope then.
Shot her holding the rope, then I shot the rope separately without her there.
Got it.
And
And
you
then
can actually see the color her shirt started as.
uh-huh.
It was not orange.
Nicely done, David.
So yeah, I basically just went up to the pumpkins and selected a color from there and did the color replacement from there.
Yeah. Nicely done. Very well concepted, and a lot of time went into these shots, you guys.
And that
All
one took
three
me
of you.
about 3 days,
Huh?
all in. That one took me about 3 days, all in.
Yeah. This is quite an image. All three of these images today are well thought out. Lots of work went into them, and wow, I love that. I just love it. I think it's so cool when you work that hard and then you end up with an image like this. Um, this is it's kind of image when you show it to folks. Um, David, when you show this to art directors and stuff, they're going to see the work you put into it. You know, um, our wives and our kids and next door neighbors and stuff, they're going to, oh, that's pretty cool. But when you show it to somebody who knows what they're doing, they're going to see the work you put into it. And that's what you need to do. Is what I always keep saying is you got to show people. All three of you did it beautifully today. You got to show us something we haven't seen before, and you've got to create a solution.
Which
It
brings
can't
up a
be
question,
just a
actually
picture.
two questions I have for you based on these shots. One, would I show the one with her holding the phone and
Yes.
say this is a tech idea? Because the other one would just look like a holiday shot.
Yeah, I like the one with the phone.
Um, then the other question is, this isn't considered too seasonal to put in my portfolio?
Oh, not at all. You may have shot it for a seasonal ad, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You can shoot things that are seasonal and put them in your portfolio if they're good photographs. Absolutely. Um, yeah, the fact that you did the shot at a specific season will make no difference to art directors. You're helping them solve a problem, and the fact that you pulled this off with the pumpkins and the whole bit, you solved a problem very well. So
Okay.
this one's a keeper.
That was the question. Thank you.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Excellent.
I think you'll be amused by the corollary shot when you get over to lighting essentials. I took the idea of the light as a feather and a different idea And oh yeah, a tip of the hat to Irene Liebler for all the compositing she's been doing of late.
Uh-huh.
And I've got a really cute shot of the same balloons reworked, and my daughter flying with them on a broom. It was kind of cute. It worked really
Oh,
well.
cool. I'll go take a look. Excellent.
I saw that. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
David, you're growing quickly. It's like a little light has gone off inside you.
The hard part right now is being consistent about it.
Oh yeah, that's always the hard part. But you know what? It's like, what is that story about the first time you hit a, I mean, you can never hit a home run, and then you hit one, and you think, hey, I can, and then you do it. Wasn't there a story about the first guy that ran a 6 minute mile didn't know that no one else had never run a 6 minute mile? Is that what the story was?
I think it was 4 minutes, but yeah.
No, I think it was back farther in the history of it, but
farther back.
yeah, he wasn't told that the record. I guess it was a young runner or whatever, but the scientists were saying, that the 6 minute mile would be impossible to achieve, and that no one will ever run a 6 minute mile. Of course, now people are running a 4 minute mile, and probably a few less.
And
but
people are running 5 minute marathon, 5 minutes a mile marathons.
Yes, and so we get to a situation where you kind of wonder, well, somewhere between a 4 minute mile and a 2 second mile, there's going to be a wall, right? It's I don't know if we're ever going to have somebody human running a mile in 2 seconds. So somewhere between there and 4 minutes, we're going to max out. But we don't know these things, and so you hit a great shot, and there's a feeling, and you've been hitting lots of great shots lately, and you just get yourself into that zone that next time you go to shoot, understanding that if there are challenges along the way, that's okay. We all plateau and climb. You're on a plateau when you start getting antsy to climb again. So I'm real happy with the progress all three of you guys are making. And I think it was Thomas. Thomas, you went out and showed your book and got a gig. Was it Thomas or Anders?
What did you say? If I was?
Did you take your book? You went out for an appointment and got a job, right? A gig?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It was when I shot the portrait. I think it was assignment 33.
Okay.
When I did that, I get the question if I could help them with some images for their website. So now I have a $1,000 gig.
Not
Yay!
bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I think that kind of adds a little bit of juice to the story, the power of getting out and showing people your work. In this case, you went out and did a portrait for an assignment.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were going out 3 days a week and talking to 5 different people each day on photography? It's a numbers game, guys. It's just a numbers game. The hardest thing, of course, is getting the 5 appointments. But if you could, how cool would that be? So,
would be wonderful.
Very cool.
Was it you that was saying, 10 rejections?
Yeah, so there's
on number 8, good on where to go.
Yep. You strive like crazy to get 9 rejections because the 10th one's going to be a hit. So, well, okay, guys.
Your the website won't name the pictures correctly anymore.
That is because we are on WordPress 3.7.1. So now the
WordPress.
WordPress 3.7.1 will make me go in and hand do the images. If I put the mouse over it, you can see it's all based on the
The
title
title.
of the page. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, somebody at WordPress decided that would be a really good thing to do. So we'll
Something
just,
I get to look forward to.
yeah. Yeah, well, what do you
Well,
do?
I just thought I'd ask. Apparently, it wasn't as simple a fix as you might have thought.
No, and if I have time, I'll do it. But usually, we'll probably it's one of the things I'm going to ask people to make sure your name's on the picture somewhere. You know, down here in the
yeah, I
corner.
forgot that.
You know, that way we see it on the image. So
It's not that much problem when we are three.
uh, all right, guys.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
When we were talking one-on-one, we were thinking about having a meeting in the US and maybe go out and on a road trip
Yes.
to
Southern
have
Utah.
you decided when? Yeah.
No, I haven't. I got to sit with my daughter in choir next year. I got to sit down with my wife. I'll do that today
Yeah.
or tomorrow and look at her dates and when the kid needs to be here and there and a whole bit. She's in a choir and they're singing internationally next year. She gets to go to South Africa and some cool places.
Cool.
So when I work that out, I will get it up. But yes, we are. Yes, we are, and it'll
Yeah.
be in the spring. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It would be
This is
really cool. And me, I and Anders are talking about coming over.
Oh,
So
fantastic!
it would be nice to have the dates.
I will get the dates for you guys ASAP.
Yeah,
Is this
perfect.
different from the get together we're doing in Phoenix? Or
Yeah,
is this the
yeah.
same?
The get together we do in Phoenix is more like a barbecue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much like but what I wanted to do was to do a real real road trip with
A real
people.
road trip to southern Utah.
Yeah, southern Utah, yeah, up northern Arizona, Flagstaff, then through Navajo land, up into southern Utah. The slot canyons in Page are always a big hit. Just
So you're determined to drive 23 in a 25 zone through those reservations, then, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
It would be
This
really
sounds like
cool.
a great road trip.
well, I hope so. I hope so. I
I know my wife and daughter look forward to seeing the Phoenix Zoo every year now.
well, and you know that the Phoenix Zoo is what's the word? It's the biggest private zoo
World
in the
class.
world. The Phoenix Zoo is not owned by um, the city. It's a private organization, so it's pretty cool. It's a
Yeah,
great zoo.
I know they look forward to it every year because, as my wife says, it's February. I want to be warm. And well, Phoenix tends to be warm. I love going because I love seeing everybody.
Yep.
I think I lost you there.
Yeah. No, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to seeing those dates.
I'll get them up. Um, crazy schedule next year, but I'll get them up. I'll get them up. I know I said last week I'd get them up, but my wife worked all week and we just never had a chance to sit down. But I will do it and get them up ASAP. I promise.
Uh,
It's
not a worry
it's
about
not in a
that.
panic, but if
The-
it's good to have the date. So
yeah. Well, the longer out
easier to book.
that it is, the cheaper the airfare. So,
Yeah.
yep. So,
Yeah. Travel next year for us is going to be rather more tightly budgeted than normal because we're going to Italy and Ireland next July. So yeah, the sooner we can figure out how much the Phoenix trip will be by way of airfare, the better. A friend of mine's getting married in Dublin. That ought to be fun.
oh yeah, that'll be cool.
I've been there before. I love it.
I've been in Scotland, and it's a fantastic.
My wife wants to go back there too. We're gonna have I think 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. We'll be in Italy for a couple of days while my friend is stationed about half an hour outside of Venice, and then we're all heading up. She's going to continue working. We're going to travel a little bit, and we'll meet them in Dublin for her wedding.
Yeah, that's cool.
And my wife wants to take in Northern England, Wales, and Scotland.
Yeah, no, Scotland is fantastic. It's so beautiful.
That's
So
where
I'll
that's
need I'll need I'll need
that's
to
what's on
remember.
my agenda. I want to see Scotland and Wales. I always wanted to see Ireland, but lately I've been more interested in Scotland than Ireland. Um, just looks like an incredible historical place.
Yeah, it's amazing with all the castles and the stuff. It's really nice, and the landscape is amazing.
Yep. Well, you'll. I
Lots of wide
hope I can
shots
get
and
you over here
lots of
because when you
remember to do a food shot or two.
Southern Utah is that kind of magical place too. Northern Arizona, Southern Utah, the Vermilion Cliffs, just incredible. And
Yeah,
we
I'm
should have
really
a little
looking
bit of
forward to that.
Bryce Canyon. It is just breathtaking. I mean, it's just hard to imagine um,
Yeah,
anything like that.
Is
So
Bryce Canyon the one that you always try and get there and for dawn and sunset? Is
yeah,
that the
well, sunset. The sunset's on the other side of the canyon. So it can be it can be kind of interesting, but dawn, yeah, because the cliffs face east. So when the sun comes up, it lights up all these towering spires and things. So yeah, yeah. But the history of the land up there is so amazing. There's a uh, giant sand dunes area where the sand is all red, and it's sandstone that has been blown up from the Grand Canyon through a series of canyons and ends up in this one place because the wind stops blowing there. It's the land makes the wind cease. And then you look at this giant sand dune and say, well, how the hell long did that take?
yeah,
So, wow. Um, yeah, there's a lot of history and stuff there. That's really cool. So,
yeah.
well, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. Have a great Saturday. Thanks for
You
thank
too,
you.
showing
now.
up. Thanks for great images. And I will see you next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.